Moist Critical did something I thought he would never do. He leaked his earning incomes. Now, why the hell would he do that? Why the hell? Now, I know why he did it, but I want to hear him explain it in this video. I've seen so many clips flying around, but I just wanted to see, firstly, how much is he making? And then why he would do such a thing.
First things first, before I cannonball into the spaghetti and meatballs of today's topic, I'd like to let you all know I've been actively working on my Mickey Mouse impression, so please let me know your thoughts. Pluto! So with that out of the way, I'm going to show you all of my analytics from my lifetime of being on YouTube and almost a decade of being on Twitch. Now, the reason for this is, a week ago I made a video called I'm Turning It Off, and in that video I'm explaining why I'm disabling any and all means of people having the ability to donate money to me. No more super chats, no more YouTube memberships, for all intents and purposes, no more bits on Twitch. I say all intents and purposes because you can't actually fully disable that on Twitch. Once you start streaming on there, you're fucking shackled to the bits ecosystem. It cannot be turned off. So I made the minimum so high that no one can pay it, hopefully, and actively discouraging people from subbing on Twitch as well. Any and all avenues where people could just give me clams, I am just putting the kibosh on. I should have done this a long time ago, but better late than never. Might as well get the farty sharded now. The reason is super simple. I would much rather you keep your money, use it for yourself, or use it for things you deem important, whether it's charitable causes or what have you, but just stop forking it over to me. Now, since posting that video, there's been a lot of questions and even somewhat of a pushback from other streamers about how, like, this sets a bad precedent where it, like, starts to shame other streamers if they don't follow my footsteps here. Let me be clear, I'm not trying to make a rallying cry here. I'm not your dad. You do what you want with your own streams. Keep donations and subs on out the wazoo forever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. This was just my own personal decision. Obviously, that wasn't like the most prevalent take or anything, but it is a conversation I saw stirring about after I posted that video.
Good point. I think the problem with this movement is that it shines a light on the people making the most money and doing the subathons and pushing all of this out. It makes them look bad because if he's saying, I've made enough money, I'm good, people start looking at all of those bigger creators and saying, why don't you guys have the same movement?
Because there are some streamers that believe that normal people having the ability to give them money helps them feel included in the community, part of the crew, part of the ship, and it's like integral to the streaming experience to be able to like sub and donate and things like that. I've never really shared that perspective. I've always viewed streaming as content that you are providing to viewers for free. And if someone's nice enough to toss you a doubloon, you tip your fedora saying, holly jolly, thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger, and move on. But it's not an obligation, and no one should feel like they need to be able to give you money to be included in the community. That feels very parasocial to me. But that's just my own view on it. But what
I completely agree. I think that if there is a point where you make your content to a degree where you have the stipulation that people have to pay to watch you, then it becomes parasocial and it becomes a little bit strange. Especially if you're on a platform like Twitch or YouTube where content you're uploading is publicly available.
I will tell you, breaking the magician's code here, there is no top streamer that needs your financial support to put food on the table or continue providing those streams for you. Also, the bulk of a streamer's income comes from ads in the first place. Anyway, though, I think this stems from people just not really knowing how much money a top streamer can make on Twitch, for example. So, let me show you my analytics from my lifetime on Twitch. Now, Twitch analytics are a little wonky here on the back end, so I wasn't able to just set the date range from 2017 to 2020.
So this is from January. So this is from 2017 to 2019. He earned 55K.
Because it would just
that's actually pretty alright for the time, to be honest. That's really good for that time.
Freeze. It would just have a conniption. I bet the Twitch HQ server just fucking caught flame with me trying to do that. So I had to break it up into chunks. So in 2017 is when I really started like actually streaming on Twitch. I had dabbled in 2016, but it wasn't until 2017 where I got like partnered and everything. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. And I wasn't full-time streaming at this point or anything. It was just a bit of goofing around, having some fun, and it brought in $55,500. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously, as you can see. My time streamed went from 600 hours on the 2 years to 3,600 hours, and I made $1.2 million for those.
Whoa! I just noticed that now. 1.2 M.
2 years. And this was before my Twitch contract, so the only ads that were running on my stream were like the pre-roll ads, are the ones that Twitch would insert.
55K to
Still
1.2 million.
By the way, $1.2 million, almost 1.3. Then I got a Twitch contract, which necessitated a certain amount of ads, 3 minutes of ad time per hour. And from 2021 to basically 2025, I made $4.1 million. And to those astute observers amongst you with those keen peepers, you might notice that my subscriptions are less than half of what they were for the previous 2-year period. 3 minutes of themselves. I made $4.1 million. And to those astute observers amongst you with those keen peepers, you might notice that my subscriptions are less than half of what they were for the previous 2-year period. So even though I have 180,000 less subs across these 3 years,
post-COVID is crazy.
I still made significantly more, and that is because of ads. Ads are the breadbasket to streamers. That is the jelly to the peanut butter sandwich that is streaming. And keep in mind, these numbers here, the 4.1, the 1.2, those don't even include brand deals or...
No, this is ridiculous, bro.
Sponsorships, and I didn't have any like ancillary donations, but a lot of streamers do through like Streamlabs for like text-to-speech, stuff like that. So that doesn't include any of those other means of making money through the...
So I get what he's saying. He's trying to say that, look, that money that I've shown is not even the pinnacle of what I've made. So what he's essentially trying to say here is that I've made so much money that I don't need your donation. So he's just trying to emphasize that I've made so much money, so I stopped donating. I guess it's just off the backlash of his last video where he was saying that he's doing this, so people were trying to say why. So he's trying to show the money just so that I really don't need you guys to donate.
To a normal person who is actually working their ass off every single day in a 9-to-5 environment, grinding in the hopes of chasing the American dream, and then they'll come home, maybe turn on my stream and donate a couple of dollars to me. And it just doesn't sit right with me taking that kind of money, given what I've made from all of this. And I really should have just stopped this a long time ago, especially considering this is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings, so be ready, because here it is! Huge fucking number, an unfathomable amount of money.
$35 million!
2007.
$30 million? Who you think you was, Chelsea Clean? Rush Hour reference right there. Damn. Wow. That is, in 18 years, he made $35 million. 35 gooners. No, that's not right. 35 clankers. No. $35 million is ridiculous. Okay, now we know why you don't want to get...
And all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million.
Now we know why you don't want to get donated. I never
even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich. I have said from day one, I got incredibly lucky. I will never be able to put into words just how lucky I got with all of this shit here. I'm not special. I got lucky. I have always said that, and I still believe that to this day. Now, something I saw a lot of people ask...
At least he's like showing... Is it humility or gratitude? He's showing gratitude. He is being humble as well by saying he's not special, and he's being grateful by saying that he understands that it's out of his control, the reason that he made it this far.
Asking after the video I made about turning off
Watch
all the
page
donation
ads.
stuff is how much money
Wow.
I'm leaving on.
Watch page ads contributed to 34 million of that, and the rest, 500,000 was memberships, 500,000 was in super and gifts. But that's over a long time, to be fair, like probably like 8 years of streaming, or however long.
On the table. Again, that just doesn't fucking sit right with me. Now, I know there are plenty of streamers and YouTubers that have significantly more money than me and have subs and donations on and whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this is not me trying to lead some kind of revolution here where all of them turn it off. It's their choice to make. I wanted to explain fully why I don't want normal people just giving me their money anymore at all. Also, to be honest, I think just full goatseeing, showing how much streaming / YouTubing can make, just showing you the full, unedited, raw numbers, is probably helpful for normal people so they can see how much money is in this space, because I think there's often so many question marks from people wondering how much does a streamer or YouTuber make. They'll either say like they're making billions of dollars or they're making nothing. There's never like an in-between because there's never any like really hard numbers to look at. So I think something like this can be helpful for that, especially because over the years I've noticed there's been a multitude of creators that have come out and tried to like underplay how well off they are financially because they believe it could be somewhat of a brand risk where if they are perceived as being someone that's very rich, well, maybe their audience wouldn't like them as much because they're no longer relatable. Yep. It's just something I've seen here and there over the years from a bunch of different creators, and
well, I'll leave it there, man. Yo, shout out to Moist Critical. This was crazy. And I do want to give him a shout out as well. When I was working in civil engineering a year ago in a different company, I remember there was times where I'll be in office and it'll be quiet days and I'll be watching his videos from a range of videos. And even you can see a few times I reacted to it on this channel. A year back, I think my most viewed video was actually reacting to his... Well, it's not actually, no, like my second most viewed or third most viewed video is reacting to his Hunger Games video. But one of the best advices that I got actually from Moist Critical was that there is a large contributor of luck involved in creating content in, let's just say, the YouTube space. It just, for me, it made me feel a lot more at ease back then, because back then I was so stressed out thinking, oh, I have to make better content to blow up. But he said something along the lines of, it doesn't matter how amazing your content is, there's a degree of luck that's involved that if it doesn't happen for you, it doesn't happen for you. Well, that's what he said back then, and back then I agreed with it. Now I firmly believe that as well. You know, even with being a Muslim, I believe that Allah will guide me in the right place at the right time. If it's for me, he'll bless it. If not, I'll be doing something else and guided elsewhere. But for the time being, I'm here. But that is a very, very insightful overview of how much this guy makes. That's a lot of that's a lot of money right there. Hold on a minute. But shout out to the guy, man. Shout out to Moist Critical, legend for real. Appreciate you guys for watching.